Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 from a cool central Texas. Right now it's 51 degrees. The wind's blowing out of the north, and it's a little fresh, I have to tell you. But anyway, I'm just leaving the grocery store, and what I wanted to talk about is, as all of you know, there's many different ways to go traveling, camping across the United States and other parts of the world if you choose to. One of them is to just go in your car. One is to go take a tent. And another one is to put a camper top on the back of your pickup and go. A motorhome is another way, and a travel trailer is another way. I have done most of those, including camping in a tent. However, at my age today, 73, that is not very appealing at all. But for those of you in your 30s and 40s even, maybe 50s, who knows, even later, I did it later, traveling in a car is not bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, I did it in a Toyota Prius off and on for 5 years, and I enjoyed it. The thing of it is, you have to be organized, and you have to be somewhat flexible to get in and out of the bed in the car, in the Prius. And it doesn't have a lot of space. Of course, you don't need to take much. That's something I learned, is you do not need to take many clothes, and that's usually what takes up a lot of space. And as far as food, you don't hardly need to take anything, because everywhere you go, there's going to be somewhere to get something to eat. And you can still eat healthy on the road as you travel, because there's grocery stores with fruits, vegetables, and all kinds of stuff. And after I did the Prius camping off and on for about 5 years, let me answer why I did the Prius camping. I had a 28-foot Jayco J-Flight that I was living in at that time, and I had sold or traded in my pickup and bought me a Prius because I didn't feel like I was going to be doing a whole lot of camping anymore, because I really like my home base. But one day I got to looking at the Prius, and I had seen a lady in Washington State camping in a Prius, and it appealed to me. I thought, that would be pretty neat. I wonder if I could do that. So anyway, after a little studying and making some adjustments in my Prius, I was on the road off and on for a period of about 5 years, and I enjoyed it. Very economical, but you have to be organized. The next thing I did was I bought me a pickup, a 2017 Ram pickup V6, and I thought, I could go camping in my pickup. So I put a camper top on the back of my pickup, and one summer I went camping in my pickup. Actually, you have more space in the pickup for putting stuff than I did in the Prius. And I'm not too sure about other cars, SUVs and stuff, but as comparing the truck camper with the Prius, there was more space. Downside of the pickup was you could not run the air conditioner because the pickup was not a hybrid. In other words, the Prius, you could run the air conditioner 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the motor would cut on and charge the batteries while you were sleeping, and then cut off and keep you comfortable. You just set that thermostat on 70 degrees or whatever you wanted. I set it at 68, and if the temperature went down to 20, you were comfortable, and if it went up to 100, you were comfortable. It didn't matter, because it had a automatic thermostat thing, and it was very, very, very nice. Did I have that in the truck camper? No. And some days it was pretty warm, but I did have the ability to run a fan. And at that time, I had also upgraded from an ice chest to a Dometic CF18 12-volt refrigerator, which I was running off a battery, which the battery was charged with solar. That's when I made my move to the solar that I have now. Was it better than car camping? Yeah, in some ways it was, because again, you had more space. Again, the downside, the trade-off, if I would have had perfect camping weather all the time, it would have been better than the Prius, but I didn't. Some days were a little warm, some days were cold, etc. But overall, I did enjoy it. Would I do it again? No, not now, because I've gotten a little older, and what I've got now works great for me. And then from the pickup, I thought, well, I'll get me a lightweight, small RV, a 16-foot RV, and see if I can live in it, because I was living in a 28-footer, and I was using half of the space. All right, I mean, it had 2 bunk beds that were never used, and there was a lot of space that was just totally wasted or not used. So as you know, then I bought me a Coachman 16-foot Clipper Cadet for around $10,000 and lived in it for a year. It had no oven, no microwave. It did have an awning, and it did have a furnace, but it was not solar ready, and the refrigerator was 110 volt only. It was not a 3-way fridge. So when I went camping, I had to use my Dometic CF18 refrigerator and run the cable in through the window to keep the battery charged, the AGM sealed battery, because I kept it inside the RV too. And it worked okay. And I went for a summer, and it was okay, not a problem. So I realized that living in a smaller trailer wasn't what was going to work for me, because I didn't need all that extra space. So then I moved to, as you know now, to the Casita 17-footer, which actually has less interior space than the Coachman 16 CFB. The Coachman had more storage, more interior space, more headroom. The shower was roomier. It had a lot of pluses over the Casita, and it was half the price. So why did I go to the Casita? Well, the Casita is a better built unit. I mean, it's just solid. Whereas the Coachman, you kind of get what you pay for, and that's the way that is. The towing the Casita versus towing the Coachman it's total difference. I mean, towing the Coachman 16 CFB, even though the weights of the 2 units are about the same, the aerodynamics of the Coachman is just zero. Well, not zero, but it's not near what the Casita is. So towing the Coachman, I got about 14 miles to the gallon, in that range. And with the Casita, I get close to 17, sometimes over 17. And that's a significant difference in fuel economy. Do I worry about that? Not really, because I don't go that far. In a full summer, about 3,000 miles total, maybe 4, depending if I get carried away. But now for me, at my age, the Casita 17-footer, it not only tows good, but now that I've learned to live in it, I've been in it, I don't know, approximately 6 months or getting close. And, I've got everything set up the way I want it. When I get ready to go somewhere, it's really easy to do, because all I have to do is just hook up and go. I mean, there's nothing to put away. There's a few items to put away inside the RV, but very, very few. And I've downsized totally, and now I have very little stuff, very few clothes, just no junk. I mean, everything I own, or 95% of everything I own, is inside that RV or in the back of this truck. And that's really nice when you're traveling, because when I leave my home base, there's nothing there really for anybody to steal. There's a few things, but if they stole them, it wouldn't bother me. And as far as the weight of the Casita, it starts out at 2,450 pounds dry weight, and after I've added clothing, a few food items, and some other stuff, and if I include fresh water, I'm probably getting close to 2,900 pounds when I'm towing down the highway, in that range. And the towing capacity of my Ram pickup is 4,900 pounds, so I'm good to go there. And it's easy tow. I mean, you really you get into some hills and mountains and stuff, and it's not bad. I mean, you're not struggling because you're underpowered. No, it does fine, and I'm very, very pleased with that. But living in a smaller RV for one person is not bad at all. For two people, it could be difficult. I'm not sure. Depends on the couple. But for me, it's fine. And so as you go through, so when you start out your career of camping or traveling or whatever you want to call it, you know, getting off the hamster wheel of life and getting away from $1,500 a month house payments or rent payments and just living free on the road, you know, there's upsides and downsides. You know, you're still going to be you. You know, that's not going to change. So, you know, if you have a bad attitude, don't expect that to change. If you're, you know, happy-go-lucky, positive thinking person, yeah, you'll enjoy it just like you do your life now. The only difference will be you'll be saving a lot of money because you can camp very inexpensively if you choose to. Even staying in RV parks by the month is a third the cost of a house payment or rent in a nice apartment or average apartment across the U.S. The only downside of RV parks are it's kind of like living in an apartment complex. You just don't have a lot of privacy, and you know, if the people, your neighbors have barking dogs, well, you get to listen to them all night long. And if they want to listen to their loud music, you're going to get to hear it all night long. But it's a lot of fun if you're tuned into it. So for those of you that have asked me at different times, you know, what kind of RV should you get? What kind of this should you buy? Or what might work best for you? You know, obviously I can't really answer those questions because I don't know you that well. And even if I did, I'd just be guessing. But you know, if you're young and you choose to, you know, hop in your car. You know, shut down your apartment, downsize your stuff, or if you have to, get a really small storage building because you're just going to be experimenting and see what happens. You know, if it doesn't work, you can always go back to the apartment. You know, give it a try. Now that's really a recommendation that I want you to do is you know, try it. It's like you know, before you buy a new car, you actually drive the new car to see if it's something you like. And you ought to do the same thing with your RVing or camping or whatever, car camping life. And that's just get in your car and try it for a month and see what you think. You may hate it. You may hate it a lot. And then, you know, same way with going in a truck or an RV, a small RV. Give it a try. If you like it, go to the next step. You know, just take small steps. Don't be in a hurry. But anyway, this is just a nice day. It's a little cool here in Central Texas, but I'm thinking about going camping in the middle of April. I'm watching the weather. I would go earlier, but man, this is the season for the winds. You know, every time there's a season change, the winds pick up. And don't think they don't pick up in the areas that I go to, the high desert of New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and those places, because it does. You really can get some winds. The upside of the winds is bugs are eliminated, but also a lot of peace and harmony sitting outside having a toddy is eliminated. I'll end this video once I get straightened out here, guys. But anyway, from Central Texas, just giving you a heads up on some different ways to go camping at different ages. You know, as you get older, for me, I like the comfort of being in the RV. I mean, and mine is set up for solar. It's got a ZAMP plug on the outside. It's a Casita 17-foot Freedom Deluxe. Cost around $20,000. The Coachman cost around $10,000. The Clipper Cadet, the camper top for my truck was about $1,700. I understand it's around $2,000 now. And then the Prius, of course, that's not a really inexpensive car. And I had a 2010 and a 2013, but you know, they're extremely economical, so there's a trade-off. But having said all that, guys, for those of you that are going camping, give it a shot, man. If you can save $500 a month or $800 a month by living in a car or a pickup, and you can make it work, that's $6,000 a year, guys, or more. And you do that for 5 years, you saved a ton of money. But having said that, guys, anyway, adios amigos from Central Texas. Adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission, doesn't cost you a penny. What else? Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, do all those things that'll help you stay healthy and physically fit, and you'll be mentally alert and ready to go out there and do whatever you need to do. And if you just go slow and keep it simple and get organized, it'll work out great. I think so. Anyway, adios amigo. Bye-bye.